Good day, fellow summoners. Welcome to the first episode of today's Rift Talk. Hopefully we're all having a good day. If not, then let's sit down and relax while I read you all the news and events that's currently on the Summoner's Rift to keep you well informed and entertained. The date is March 25th, 2016, and let's go ahead and begin with our first and most important thing on the list. As some of you might know, that the patch 6.6 has finally came to life. And in case of any of your lazy asses out there who haven't read the patch note, I'm gonna do it for you. As usual, Riot did what they're best at, which is making unnecessary buffs and shitting on all the things we loved. Apparently, they thought that Right-Click Master 2000 was not in the best shape, so they decided to buff up his base damage so he can kill you in 2 seconds instead of the usual 3. On the other hand, our favorite champion missed 1v5 top lane no problem, finally got a nerf on her ridiculous passive damage, and her stupid on his slow to 30% at all rank. And since many of our players thought that Kalista is not a fair matchup around bot lane these days, Riot decided to nerf her base attack speed by 0.05%, making a huge change to her overall gameplay and at the same time reducing the call range of her ult so she could only save her support from miles away. Early game Shyvana has finally been nerfed and Quinn's blind is also reduced to 1.5 seconds. And following by a bunch of support nerfs that we'll never notice and probably never will. Janna's shield gave AD before? Really? Moving on to the Hextech crafting system that Riot opened up a few days ago. And to begin with, they gave each of us a skin box that apparently gives everyone a Severe skin. At first, it seems like Riot is actually rewarding players with free skin, but as some of our YouTubers made a great sacrifice experiment on the system as they opened up over 30 boxes altogether. It turns out that Hextech crafting might be another way that Tencent has came up with to get players to spend their money on RP and purchase these unreliable, cheap mystery skin box that gives you champions and skin that you already own most of the time. And the same explanation also applies to a new Hextech Annie. Calculation shows that if 20 boxes gives you possibly 1 or 2 of these stone, then you roughly have to spend over 100 to 150 bucks or even more money to get that one skin. So think before you go after that delicious Annie booty, cause to me, it's all a scam. And finally, we'll have to talk about Aurelion Sol. Yes, this new Dragon Champion is finally available in store and live on the Rift for us to play. And to that, I'm gonna tell you a few things that you might want to consider before going into a game blindfolded. Firstly, if you're gonna practice, don't go into a ranked game, please. Now this might sound a bit silly and you might be like, hey, I'm not stupid. But trust me, there are way more people out there than you think that will make the same mistake. Personally, after trying Aurelion Sol, I found him a lot more challenging and a lot more unique than the current mid laners, and it's definitely a champion that you will have to spend a bit of time in normals before you go into competitive gameplay. And if you're planning on playing any ranked game this weekend, I highly suggest you ban out Aurelion Sol for the sake of a fun game, because you'll never know if there's some retards out there that will instant lock Aurelion Sol jungle because they're desperate. And if you could, just don't play any rank. It's best you leave those morons out there to learn their lesson first before we step in. And that's it for today's Rift Talk. I'll see you next Friday, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. And by the way, this month is Bard's birthday, so for the sake of Bard, I prepared this really special happy birthday song. And here it is. Hope you enjoy.